And welcome back everyone, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the hardest career series. Today's episode going to be launching the next pair of spacecraft on mission number 2 to Eve, and it's a sample of the atmosphere, analyse it in situ, and then transmit it back, all before our spacecraft are destroyed by the pressure of Eve's atmosphere. Eve is very much it's a Kerbalized version of our very own Venus. So the Kerbal star system has its own Venus. Venus, what I explained, is over 90 times atmospheric pressure at sea level compared to Earth. So that's several times more pressure than you would experience at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. So that's a lot of pressure bearing down our little spacecraft. So we've got to try and get it to transmit something back, some data back, complete back to Kerbin before they're destroyed. We've got two chances. We've both got backups, multiple backups of systems on board because we get failure. And also we're sending two spacecraft in case one completely fails. Which is, it's not likely to happen, but there is a danger of that. Okay, so we'll head into the VAB, take a look at the spacecraft. But before, we'll head into the mission control and take a look at the actual mission itself. Okay, so Gene has it up on the screen. So this is a Kerbalized version of Evenera 4, which is a very successful analysis in situation, as in around Venus, I should say, in history. So that's the first time. So Evenera 4 was the first time we got to analyse data in situ around Venus of its atmosphere and transmit it back. So we've got 45,000 advance, 45,000 when we complete it, 8 science and 19 more reputation. That's not too bad. Okay, so we've got transmit science. So we've got Evenera 4, unmanned, transmit science from the upper atmosphere of Eve, recover or transmit. We're not going to recover it, that is for sure. And you can complete any one of the following as an option. So it's below 10 kilometres. I don't think we're going to get to 10 kilometres. Somehow we're going to get crushed well before that atmospheric pressure gets to us. On 50 metres, absolutely not. And certainly not an impactor. So it can be either an impact that destroys the spacecraft or pressure. But we've got to have got some data back before that happens. Okay, let's head over to the VAB and take a quick look at the spacecraft. Okay, this is the Chiton 2 Evenera Mission 2 Atmospheric Sample Spacecraft A. Spacecraft B is exactly the same as this one. These are going to enter Eve's atmosphere. Hopefully nice and gentle so they don't heat up too much and destroy too much of the equipment. We've got the 3 solar panels. If we lose the solar panels, it's not a major disaster. We've still got battery power. If we lose one or more of these antennae, it could be a little bit dodgy, because inside the atmosphere you have to try to get a signal back to Kerbin. So failing these 3, the other spacecraft that will be going along with this one, whether it's A or B, whichever one goes into Eve's atmosphere first, we might be able to bounce a signal off that spacecraft outside of the atmosphere while this one is inside the atmosphere, using these backup antennae. Hopefully what will be needed, hopefully will last long enough, at least a minute or two. Get a few kilometres into the atmosphere. Qualify for the atmosphere samples contract, which stipulates we need to be inside the atmosphere. We're so deep into the atmosphere, a few kilometres at least. And then transmit it back. Very basic science package again. We don't want it taking up too much bandwidth, because that takes up more and more power. The more complex the data you're sending back. So we've got the thermometer, as always, and the pressure scan, or otherwise known as the pressure map barometer. Beneath this section here is exactly the same propulsion, same tank, same probe core, same batteries as our previous mission 1 to Eve. Okay, that's about it. Let's head to the launch pad and we'll begin today's mission. Okay, just circularising. Can I let the apparatus push up? So around about 150, between 150 and 180 or so, just like the previous missions that we launched to Eve. Have a decent altitude just to make sure when we're making the trans injection stage burn, we don't hit the atmosphere. Okay, just circularising. A little bit more. Don't want to use too much of the fuel on this stage. The throttle a little bit more. Coming just back into daylight as well. Which is fine because being in the dark, obviously we don't get solar panels getting light, so they generate electricity, but didn't seem to use a huge amount anywhere. So yeah, but then the battery short. We have the first stage back as well, so that's fine. So both SRBs and the first stage of the booster. 130. 140. Get back onto prograde. Shall we please? Yeah, I think for future unmanned missions we're going to be switching a probe car out. Doing it manually is a bit it's a bit awkward. A bit too high the apparatus. 193 by 180. Not as tight as the previous mission. Never mind. Okay, let's head to the map view. Turn SES off first. Let's get rid of this. What should we get back? 20,503. So we lose about 3,000 or so. Yeah, about 3,000 is it? 24,787, 21,503 we get back. Okay, let's head to the map view and plot the course to Eve. We'll send it on its way and then we'll head back to the Space Centre. Okay, so we burnt on the daylight side. So I've got Eve targeted already. Got 1043 Delta V. About 4,566 altogether. So we should rendezvous. Okay. We know from before we do go a little bit under. Oops. Yeah, so you think about it, you can't sort of smoothly move the camera. It'd be much more help if you could. Okay, let's move elevation. To actually cross the line. A bit more. Okay, about there. So descending node is about a little bit too high there. No, we're not. It seems to be okay. Yeah, a little bit too high. So we've got 3,795.3 spent already. As you saw before, slight overburn. Because we do lose mass when we lose the LH2 stage of the booster. Well, that to me looks like it's too much. No, no encounter whatsoever. I'm pretty sure I haven't left it too late. We should have a perfect window. Yeah, we are moving slightly away there. So what is going on? That's our spacecraft at close approach. This is the planet. So we are going slightly too fast. We're getting a little bit too early. No, we're below it. There we go. Start to panic then. Okay, it's this and no just disappears there. It's a shame we can't sort of move the camera around a little bit, sort of independent of our home body. Rather like the camera in the aircraft hangar, if we could sort of move around, sort of skim around a little bit easier. So even encounter is 39,000 kilometers. Let's use this, shall we? That should be negative. 77, 75. Just do a rough burn first of all, just like before. Want to be within that distance though, we don't want to be too far away. Where are we? 3062.2 meters per second. That's not too bad. We still have plenty of Delta V left in the spacecraft booster stage. Still can't get a decent approach though. Okay, let's try something else. Try and reduce. I always get confused which ones to use of these, when it's normal or anti-normal. Sorry, radial in, radial out. I'm thinking about, well, it won't work. Once we hit the initial burn, we have to be careful not to enter Kerbin's atmosphere, as I said. We've got to be quite high. We can't just burn any way we want to. 35. 20. Whoa. There we go. Okay, not too bad. Just correct that again a little bit. About there. So well inside the 12 kilometers, 12.2 kilometers for the flyby. Obviously this isn't a flyby mission. We spent 3081 Delta V. So can we get there a little bit? Can we tuck in a little bit more? Because this is supposed to be a sample mission of the atmosphere, not just a flyby. Can we get a contact? I want to ease them down into the atmosphere so they don't generate too much friction going in. Okay, that's about it. Well. Okay. Okay, that's about it. 3,640 kilometers. That's as close as I dare do it for now. Let's take a look at the trajectory. Yeah, stretches out here. That's fine. A higher ejection angle and we could hit the atmosphere, which we don't want to do. Okay, so the apparatus will reach, after the burn, be 8 days. Almost 9 days. An hour and a half short of 9 days, isn't it? Okay, so we've got 2 minutes before the burn begins. Not too... yeah, good, excellent. I can't wait. Okay, let's head back to the spacecraft and we'll initiate the burn. Once it's completed, we'll come back to the map view and see if where we are. And correct if we need to. Hopefully we won't need to. 3640. That's okay to leave it till about the apoapsis. Then we'll make a correction there for the apoapsis as we head in towards Eve. Okay, just managed to spin onto target. A few seconds. It's going to be an 8-minute and 23-second burn. Okay, obviously part way through, we'll have to decouple the booster stage, final booster stage. (3,162 meters per second). So that's not too bad. It's a lot less than we was using for the other 2 spacecraft. The way slightly heavier though. Okay, a few seconds left of the burn. Starting to wind off slightly. That's about not having automatic tracking of nodes, maneuver nodes and apoapsis, periapsis and prograde, retrograde and all that. You have to do this manually, which means it's not going to be too accurate, especially at full throttle. Which is why I stopped short of taking us in as close as we need to, obviously, towards Eve. "17 seconds. I'll throttle back a little bit. So I need to head to the map view and make sure I haven't made a complete mess of it. Oh my word. "24 meters per second remaining. 23. 22. Just on the maneuver node. So I'll have well over 1,000 meters a second left in this assist stage. So we'll leave that attached, I think. Okay, that's about it. I think that's it. It's as close as we can get. Okay. Okay, so we've got Eve encounter. It's 75,000 kilometers. So I don't know what's happened there. Followed the maneuver node almost exactly. Okay. Let's see what we can actually do. 75,000 kilometers. Let's correct that. Guess it was a few minutes. Well, not that long. 6 minutes should be fine. I've got 75. Nope, that's obviously increasing our distance. Have we overburned? Yeah, I love the way it keeps flicking the preapsis and apoapsis around there. Makes it pretty hard to sort of track. 30,000 kilometers. Down to 20,000 kilometers. So it's overburned again. Yeah, obviously because we're losing mass, as I said. Yeah, so we've overburned slightly. So we've got 4,000. Okay, there we go. Can we get a little bit closer, do you think? Nope. Not that way. Not that way either. Oh, just going back up again. Okay, what elevation? Yeah, once again, elevation is out. Or is it? It's hard to really tell. We are slightly too high, are we? Or are we too low? Too low. Oh, there we go, 372. I want to try to be at the correct side. The farthest side isn't the side we want to be at. We'll have to correct for that on the way in towards Eve, as our spacecraft gets closer. Yeah, we're on the opposite side, aren't we, by looking at that? Or are we? No, it looks like we're going to be on the correct side. So Kerbal side of Eve. Okay, so we've got 83 kilometres. That is inside the atmosphere. It's slightly higher than Kerbal's. Okay, I think that's about it. So 129.7 metres per second. We'll head back to the spacecraft. We've got 4 minutes. We'll make this burn. We'll head back to the Space Centre and launch spacecraft B. Okay, just like before, 1821.2 kilometres. And we've got the 2 SRBs back. The first stage hasn't got back yet. Okay. Yeah, obviously coming to... are we in daylight? No. So about midway around the dark side by looking at that. Okay, so we've got 15 minutes, 15.5 minutes. We'll push the pre-axis up just like always, and we'll head to the map view, plot the course, and send spacecraft B on its mission as well. Okay, so almost finished the burn. Secularizing 180 by 180 again. Got the first stage back. And the second. 175. Okay, a little bit. There we go. Move it a little bit so I can see it. 183.2 by 180.2. So about 2 kilometers between apoapsis and periapsis. That's not bad. Okay, SES off. Save electricity. Yep, 21,590 from 24,787. Okay, not bad. So we're getting it regularly now. We're getting to both SRBs on our launches. And the first stage, obviously the larger we go, the more difficult that's going to get. We are going to have to increase in the mass of our boosters before we can make a attempt at manned landing on the Mun. Okay, let's head to the map view, plot the course. When it comes round, we shall initiate the burn. We've got a little bit more delta V used up this time, 1,039 meters per second. Okay, not too bad though. We've got plenty of delta V, we know that. Okay, let's hit the map view. Okay, so we've got Eve targeted. Oh, we've got 5 minutes. We'll see, it could sound how much time we've got to actually calculate this, but it reduces the amount of time we've got to hang around and wait. Go to about 3,000. Okay, stop about there. We are slightly short. Okay, so we are slightly ahead. So I think we are. No, we're not. It's not quite fast enough. Yeah, we need to go around again, maybe. We can't be doing that, that is for certain. That's where the planet is, that's where the spacecraft is. Yeah, okay. Bit awkward. We all know what's wrong. But that's about 3,000. Yeah. We'll have to go around anyway regardless. We're a little bit too close. I know what's wrong with the approach. Yeah, we're going a lot faster than we should be. So we'll decrease it from there to get an approach. A little bit. Let's throttle back. Descending node should cross the orbit line. Switch to these instead. A bit less awkward. Okay, about there. So moving a lot faster than we should be. Which is very strange. We're passing ahead. If I bring this back down too far, there we go. So I've actually lost it again. Rather awkward. Okay, lost it completely now. That's what, 3,500. That's as much as we can spare. Well, it's not as much as we can spare. We can spare 4,562, but we shouldn't need that. Yeah, we're too bloody high now. What's going on? Again, I already said this before. The lines everywhere make it a little bit difficult, and also the fact you can't move the camera smoothly. Very awkward. Very strange, in fact. Let's try again. Just bring this on sensitivities a little bit. So, where on earth? The line crosses about there. We are going too fast. The velocity of our spacecraft is too high. This looks promising, no? Oh, just. Can't quite see if we're actually above the line or on it. Well, below it. Well below it. Come up. Just about there. Yeah, 3,125 meters per second. Okay. 38,000 kilometers. We're going to be our delta V figures down a little bit at least. Thus retrograde slightly. Whoa, there we go. So just down. That's very handy. Very handy tool. Sensitivity gauge. Oh, there we go. Wait. Okay, let's see if we can bring it back. No, that does do exactly the opposite. $1,800 kilometers. 16, 15, 14. Get it inside. Well, there we go. So that's as close as we can get it for now. 913 kilometers. 3,144. It's an 8-minute, 20-second burn, almost 19 seconds. What's our elevation? Let's just take a quick look. Hopefully it should be about spot on. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, just about. Also, you're going to need to correct it after the burn just like before. Okay, so we've got about... Yeah, we've got about another full orbit, so I'll push it on the full orbit and then we shall initiate the burn. Once it's completed, we'll come back, check it, see if we need to make any adjustments. We will do. It's quite a crude burn, and obviously we're losing the mass of that final stage of the booster part way through. Okay. Okay, so the main burn complete, and I also made the correction burn. We're well inside 200 kilometers of Eve. Okay, so we've still got 1,299, it was 1,300 meters per second, plus what's in the spacecraft itself, which is about 340. What its thruster pack. Okay, that's all we can do for now, though. Another 60 plus days. And nothing went wrong. Nothing broke. All the batteries are still there. Yeah, 910 units of electric charge. Nothing else broke or leaked or anything. For the first time, this series of 4 spacecraft anyway, using these battery packs. So we might be getting some more, well, better reliability the longer we use them for. Okay, SES off. We need to make a correction burn as we approach Eve to be able to approach this side of Eve, Kerbin side. It might not be needed, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so let's head back to the Space Center. That's both spacecraft A and B on their way for the atmospheric science mission. Okay, so back at the Space Center, that's 2 more spacecraft on the way to Eve, the atmospheric science spacecrafts A and B. So now I've got 4 spacecraft on the way to Eve. However, we're going to stick with the flyby mission for the next episode, because we only have just barely enough money to upgrade the mission control button, and all 7 slots active contracts are taken up, so we've got to clear the contract window before we can take anything else. So there's no point doing anything else. So we'll be sticking with the Eve missions, both Eve missions. However, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like, it's appreciated. Also, if you do enjoy the content, clicking the subscribe button and sharing the content is very much appreciated. If you wish to leave a comment to ask a question, you're more than welcome to do so. But please remember, I do have a moderator team. I'll go through the comments and the questions before they're enabled on the channel, and also send to me if you do require an answer. Sometimes I don't have enough time, so I do apologise beforehand if I don't get to your question or your comment. Okay, don't forget to have Discord, Facebook and Twitter. You can find links to all 3 of those platforms on the banner front page of the channel. Also find a donate button on the front page of the channel as well on the banner next to those 3 links. And should you wish to show appreciation for all the hard work, bringing content onto the channel in a monetary fashion, every penny is very much gratefully received, and every single penny goes back into the channel for the current series and series in the future. Okay, once again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next episode when we join the 2 Eve flyby spacecraft. Until then, take care as always. Bye bye.